You know, if I were only going to pick one type of turkey call that I could carry into the woods, there's no doubt it would be a diaphragm call. And the reasonings for that are simple. Number one, obviously, you've got hands-free operation. You can have a call in your mouth, making sounds at the turkey with your cheek down on your gun when that gobbler's coming in the last few yards. That's a huge advantage. Number two, they're cheap. An expensive diaphragm call is not going to cost any more than a premium box of turkey loads, and probably not as much. Number three, they don't take up any room in your vest. You can stick a whole pocket full of diaphragm calls, enough to make pretty much any sound in a hen turkey's vocabulary, and it's not going to take up any more room than what you can put in your shirt pocket. So the downside to a diaphragm call, of course, is that it's difficult to use, and in my opinion, the best way to learn is to sit across from the table from somebody that really knows how to use one, and let them teach you. Try to imitate them note for note. Not everybody has that advantage, and if you're like me, you've got to be self-taught, and in that case, there's no substitute for putting the call in your mouth and making noise. And on your way back and forth to work is a great time. That way you're not irritating the family and the dog at home. But so you've got your new mouth call, your new diaphragm call, and you take it out of the box and you think, okay, well, how do I even use it? How do I even begin to make noises on this thing? First thing you want to do is just make sure the thing is right side up, and you'd be surprised at the number of people who have put in a diaphragm call upside down and wondered why it made real soft, light, funny noises, me included. And that's simply because the bottom reeds are usually the longest, and in order to vibrate all the reeds and get that rasp, you have to blow over the short reeds first, and the short reeds are on the top. So when you're looking at a turkey call, usually the top reeds have got some kind of cut on them. That's going to be on top, and many calls are also going to have a little bead or a little notch on top of the reed assembly, and that goes against the roof of your mouth. That's going to let you know that that call's in there. After that, if you can make noise on a diaphragm call that is somewhat like a turkey, you've got half the battle won. The whole key is making noise without tickling your roof, without making yourself uncomfortable. If the roof of your mouth is being tickled, if it's uncomfortable in your mouth, your call is either too big or too small. There's some fitting issue that's not just right, so you need to adjust it. Maybe you need to trim up some of the material on the call to get a better fit. Maybe you need to get a bigger call. That's kind of a case-by-case scenario. But once you've got the call in your mouth, you start making those initial noises, and then you kind of work on your pitch, your cadence, and you start out with that basic yelp. So, and that basic yelp can be made with a combination of different words. It can be chalk, 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 chuck, 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 yuck, yuck, yuck. Every caller has their preferences. For me personally, I like to use the words chalk and yuck. So start out just making that basic noise. See what I'm doing there? I'm pressing the call against the roof of my mouth, forcing air between my tongue and the call and the roof of my mouth so that it goes across those reeds. You vary your tongue pressure, vary the amount of air, and it varies the tone and the pitch of the call, and then you use the different cadence with your air burst to make that turkey yelp. So the end result, I'm not a champion caller, but I've called in a few birds and it sounds something like this.